Okay, so I'm trying out a new setup today, but basically this is your question. They want you to put 2/4, 1/5, and 2/3 in this number line. You know that this number line goes from 0 to 1. What's straight down the middle of 0 and 1? Straight down the middle of 0 and 1 is the same thing as saying half, right? Okay, so here's 0, half, and 1. So first let's work with 2/4. You know that a fraction is a part over a whole or a total, right? So 2 is the part, 4 is the total. What do you notice about this fraction? What I notice about this fraction is that 2 is exactly half of 4. So if 2 is exactly half of 4, isn't that the same thing as saying it's half? It is. So this one's really easy because you can just put this directly on the half mark. So for this one, you know that 2/4 goes right here. That one's simple. Next, you have to think about 1/5 and 2/3. 1 out of 5. Is that more or less than half? Exactly, it's less than half. If you have a pie and you were to split it up 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you only filled in one piece, is that more or less than half? That's less than half, exactly. So 1/5 is going to fit somewhere in here. We're not sure yet. Okay, so 1/5 is going to fit somewhere in here. Next, think about 2/3. If I had a pie and it was split up into 3 pieces and I filled in 2 out of the 3, is that more or less than half? Exactly, it's more than half. So we know 2/3 is going to go somewhere here, but we're not sure exactly where yet. Okay. So now let's look at 1/5, okay? We have to know exactly where 1/5 would fit here. Not sure if your teacher wants you to be super exact or just an estimate. But let's say your teacher wants just an estimate. What's half of 5? Okay, half of 5 is 2.5. So if this said 2.5 out of 5, then it would be here. Is 1 really close to 2.5 or semi-close? If it's really close to 2.5, it'll be over here. Since 1 out of 5 is not really close to half, we're going to move it somewhere around this area. So you can say 1/5 goes around here. If we're just estimating, because it doesn't say to give an exact, so that's what I'm assuming. Next, 2/3. What's half of 3? Half of 3 is 1.5. Is 2 a lot more than 1.5 or a little bit more than 1.5? Exactly, it's a little bit more. So if it had said 1.5 out of 3, it would be here in the middle, right? But since it's only a little bit more than 1.5, we're going to put it around here. So we'll put it here and we'll say 2/3. Since we're estimating, you can do it this way. If you want a more detailed on how to know exactly where to put them, you can let me know and I'll send you another video. But these are just for estimates, working with the halfway point that they gave you.